Okay, first thing is always you need to make sure that you have a clean face. So my face is completely clean. I just actually washed it off with our Cetaphil cleanser. And then you just need to make sure your face is not dry. So add whatever moisturizer you like. My nose gets extremely dry, so I make sure I concentrate it there, right here between my eyebrows, and over here I notice I get really dry also. So once you did that, then you're going to apply your foundation. The foundation I am using is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I am number 220. I am absolutely loving this stuff. It gives, I would say, a full to medium foundation coverage. If you add your moisturizer to this, it gives more of a medium light foundation, but without adding moisturizer to your foundation, it definitely just gives a full to medium. So I really like this one. So what I do to apply my foundation is I just open it up. The only thing I do not like about this foundation is I wish it had some kind of a pump tube, because I always get too much on the back of my hand. But that's one bad thing against a million good things, so I'll still continue to buy this. So I literally just tip it over and get that much on my hand. That's more than enough. That's all I'll need for my whole entire face. So I just go from there. What I do is I just take this Bare Essentials brush, and this is a tapered brush. I got it with a little kit I got from a Bare Minerals store. So I just dab it right in there like this, and I start stippling it on my face. I just rub it in. I start in the center and kind of work my way out. I found that to be the best way of doing this. Something I like about this one is it kind of leaves, about this foundation, is that it sort of leaves a dewy finish. So you look very pretty. I feel like this is a very good summer foundation because of that aspect of it. So as you can see, that just overall evened out my skin tone. Make sure you drag it down onto your neck so you don't have any line of discoloration. Because no matter what, as much as you want to match your foundation to your skin tone exactly, it's always going to be a little bit different, since this foundation is not made specifically for you, clearly. So I feel like that's pretty much as good as I'm going to get it. So the next thing I do is I take my concealer. The concealer I have is also by Maybelline, and it's also in the Fit Me collection, and this is number 20. If you go to like CVS, Walgreens, Ulta, if you go anywhere to buy this, it has a little pull-out thing that you can match your shade to your hand, and it kind of steers you in the right direction of what concealer to pick, what foundation to pick, blush, all that good stuff. So I would definitely try that out. Okay, so what I do is I just take this right on my finger, like that. It's probably even too much, and just put it in the areas where I see that I need a little extra covering. Just like this. Then you can use a sponge, you can use your fingers, you can use whatever you want to blend it in. I am just going to use my finger today, just because it's easier, less hassle. Just like so. Just use a very light touch, because you did put your foundation on first. So you don't want to rub that off. You just want to add a little bit of coverage. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing I do is I take my e.l.f. complexion palette. I was going to call it a golden palette, but that's the bronzer one. And I need the green, or I pointed to the pink. I need the green color because I have a natural red complexion. My skin's very pink for whatever reason, so I just dip it right in there, just like this, tap off the excess, and I just go mainly over my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin, because that's where I've noticed the most red for me. Okay. So after that, I go into my actual powder foundation. I just like to set it with a powder because I do have oily skin. So setting my foundation and concealer with a powder, I've noticed has made the consistency of it last longer. So I'm all for that. So I am also in number 220 for my powder foundation. So I just take a brush, dab it right in there just like that, and just swipe it over to set everything to make it last all day. Just like so. This step's optional, but if you have oily skin, I would suggest this, just so then your foundation doesn't look too oily or dewy, since the foundation, the Maybelline Fit Foundation, is already a dewy finish. Okay, so once I do that, I add a little bit of bronzer and brush. The bronzer of my choice right now is the Bare Minerals Warmth. I'm loving, loving, loving this stuff. And then I also have from the Maybelline Fit collection this color in Light Nude. And it's just, for me, since I'm a little bit tanner now, it doesn't really give much of a color on my cheeks, but more it just gives like a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So I love this stuff. Okay, so all I do is I start off with bronzer. I just open it up like this, and I just use the very little bit that's in the cap, and that is more than enough for me. So swirl, tap it, and then just make a 3. Swirl, tap, and just make a 3 on the other side. Just like that. And that's really all you're going to need. You can drag some down like this. You can put a little bit around your nose and your forehead. Just where the sun will naturally hit your face. Okay, so after that I go in and I take my blush. Like I said, the blush I am using is just the Maybelline Fit in Light Nude. Take it on your brush, just smile a little bit, just like so. And then I kind of just do swirling motions into where my bronzer is and kind of blend it, because you don't want any harsh lines on your face. And that is my overall foundation application nowadays. Sometimes instead of using the Bare Minerals Warmth, I'll use the e.l.f. Golden Palette or Golden Bronzer Palette, and it just looks like this. So it depends, whatever I have closer to me during the day or whatever I feel like putting on. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!